What's going on, NavalX community? We are live today with the Tech Bridge directors, Tech Bridge family, extended family from all over the world. Well, the United States. We didn't. None of our worldly partners joined us today, but some folks here in Alexandria. We're gonna go around the room real quick a little bit so you know who we're talking to. But first, I'm gonna kick us off. If you're not familiar, here's a quick 60 seconds of a little bit about Tech Bridges. Here you go.
For entrepreneurs, startups, and small businesses, it can be tough to partner with large organizations. It takes vast personal networks, years of experience, and oftentimes some luck to get your product delivered. That's why we created NavalX Tech Bridges to help get your ideas and technology directly to those in the Navy and Marine Corps who need it, fast. Our Tech Bridge network is deeply embedded with sailors, Marines, academia, and innovators in the private sector. That means we are uniquely positioned to connect problem owners with solution providers and to drive their products where they need to go. We've mapped our vast network of naval programs across the innovation pipeline, so you always know where you are, where you need to go, and who will help get you there. That way, you can better manage your resources and chart the most effective course to delivering your product. For more information, visit our website and let us know what you need. Your next opportunity is closer than you think.
All right, look at that. That great voice of Troy Clark, our director out in Inland Empire. So, Whitney Tallarico, director of all the Tech Bridges, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us what Tech Bridges even is?
Hello. Yes, I think you already introduced me, so scratch that. Tech bridges are, a way to communicate with people in industry and academia and a way to share all the good stuff that's going on in terms of technology developments and partnership opportunities across the Department of Navy network. So 15 tech bridges now. That's more than 15 Navy and Marine Corps organizations involved, because some of them have multiple partners. But basically, it's the highway to pass information around to each other and figure out how to more rapidly bring capabilities into our the hands of our sailors and Marines. So that's pretty much it. Basically what Troy said in that video.
Fantastic. Well, just in case, we call it two different ways. So that's fantastic. And before we go around the room, if you guys are watching, thanks for joining. Looks like we've got about 30, 40 people on LinkedIn, a few folks on Facebook, YouTube. Welcome. Today we're going to be talking about the Tech Bridges. Where are they? Who are they? What are they working on right now? How it may affect you and how you can partner with them. So I'm going to start with who I see on my bottom right, Troy Clark. Quick 30 seconds. Who are you? Where are you at?
All right, Troy Clark with the Naval Surface Warfare Center, Corona, located in Norco, California, and also strategic advisor there, and then director of the Inland Empire Tech Bridge. Based on our mission at NSWC Corona, we're focused on data analytics and visualization, networks data environments, and then measurement technology. So that's the focus for our Tech Bridge with our regional innovation ecosystem out here in Southern California.
Fantastic. And then we are going to go to Anna. And Anna, tell us who you are and where you're coming from.
I'm Anna Borja. I actually work for NavWar headquarters, and I am a rotational, and I'm supporting the SoCal Tech Bridge. Our director actually is Lieutenant Colonel Brandon Newell, and I'm supporting him as the net strategy lead.
Fantastic. So we're going to go around the room throughout the whole show instead of doing it all at once, because we've already got our first question. So here we go. So you guys, if you want to answer it, raise your hand. But the question comes from Aaron Thiss out in San Diego. How are Tech Bridges connecting the SysComs, which are system commands in the Navy, academia, industry, with sailors and Marines on the waterfront, flight line, and in the field? Anybody want to take this?
I think we're using baling wire. We use baling wire to tie that up together, right?
That's a Steve answer for sure. Directors?
Alan would be a great person to answer this.
Alan,
sure. Okay. Yeah, Alan Yeager from the Ventura Tech Bridge out here at Port Hueneme. Work for the Naval Surface Warfare Center Port Hueneme Division. So in addition to leading the Tech Bridge out here, also serve as what we call the ORDA, which is the Research and Technology Applications Manager. So for all of our sort of non-FAR type agreements, and so this question's great, right? How do we connect academia industry, some of our non-traditional partners, right? We have a lot of tools that are able to do that, CRADAs, EPAs, PIAs, but then sort of how do we actually connect directly? So we're kind of in a unique position out here. If you're familiar with Port Hueneme, we are on the Port of Hueneme, which is the only deep water port between San Diego and San Francisco. So we're in a unique position where we actually get ships in here about twice a month, DDGs and CGs, or cruisers and destroyers. And so in addition to kind of all of the great tech bridge connections that we get to make, we actually get to invite sailors off of ships to come into our facility here. We get to talk with them, understand what their problems are, and how we can provide some maybe ideas or solutions, or help find solutions for that. So I think, Aaron, to your question, is there's a lot of ways to do that, and probably each tech bridge is a little bit different, but the construct and the sort of tools that we have are universal across the tech bridges. And so that's just sort of how we do things out here in Port Hueneme. I'm sure Diana and the team have other ideas also.
Thank you, Alan. Anyone else want to take that as well?
Yeah, I'll take a crack at that.
Michael American, Rick Tarr, please turn your phone off.
My name is Michael American. I'm with the Naval Information Warfare Center Atlantic in Charleston, South Carolina. I'm also the Tech Bridge Director for the Palmetto Tech Bridge, and also the Tech Transfer Manager for the command. So to, it's kind of in reverse, we spend our field technicians spend a lot of time in the field. We spend time in forward units, on board ships. So we have a lot of interaction, again, from the users, from our Navy Marine Corps users, but in the field. And we get a lot of feedback from them as to what works, what doesn't work. And so with that, we take those ideas and then sort of run through a second filter of what's interested by our academic and business partners. And so we take those ideas from the Navy, we look at where else there's commercial viability for those topics, and then we work together on building a coalition between those academic and industry partners with our end users, and come up with a solution set that meets both commercial and naval purposes.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Rick.
Yeah, I think one of the very discreet ways that we can do this is through fleet exercise and demonstration. So this May, we're going to be hosting a fleet exercise at PAX River. We've invited industry, academia to participate. We brought in warfighters. We're creating mission relevant environments where industry, academia can bring their solutions. We can test them, give them to the warfighter, get feedback, and see how they interact in a sort of a netted mission relevant environment. So this is one of the ways that we're spending a lot of energy to both do tech scanning and find out the art of the possible, but also sort of the try before you buy. We have program offices that are faced with a lot of technical challenges, and we're looking for industry and academia to help solve those. And this demonstration is one way to bring those technology solutions into our pipeline.
Are you going to invite Alan? Alan, you should get him to invite.
Alan's got one
no,
too.
The guy with the question.
Aaron.
Aaron, yeah.
Should invite him, right? Just put Rick on the
Hopefully Aaron submitted an application to our partnership intermediary, Impact, impax.tech, TECH. And you can go there and see the challenge that we've got going on. We're looking at 3 areas: 1, resilient networks; 2, alternative position, timing, and navigation; and then autonomy tools and UAS technology. So,
okay. Hey, so I've got a follow on to that. So what if I am a Marine sailor out there and I have an idea? Whitney, I'll probably start with you. I have an idea. Are you guys open to, do I have to wait for one of these big antexes, or can I just reach out to directors? What do I do?
So many things. There's a lot of programs that we partner with. So Tech Solutions is a really good offering for Marines and sailors who have ideas or problems that they want solved. So I'm not sure if I know the URL by heart, but if you put ONR
our NavalX page
in there, or go to the NavalX website and go to Tech Solutions, there's a link to it, which Matt Denny or Mohawk Matt is happily sharing right now. But yeah, so there's a way to get into their portal, and anyone can put ideas in there, and we're trying to start sharing information that comes in and ideas that are coming in across our TechBridge network. So that's a really easy way to do it. Additionally, if you want to go through each of our pages, there is a link to email us, or you can find us on LinkedIn. Our annual report is also on the website, and it lists all of our names and information. So you can go find us and start stalking us on LinkedIn or through our email addresses. They're pretty easy to figure out. It's typically first name dot last name at navy.mil. And yeah, so just come on in. There's no formality to it, and you don't have to be at any different rank to put an idea in. We take in everything, and we look for ways to connect you to existing efforts and possibly start new ones if there's nothing currently ongoing to solve your problem.
And that would be pretty cool, right, Rick? And like if one of the active duty sailors and Marines said, hey, I've got this great idea, and they connected with you, and the Warfare Center was doing a nice proposal, just connecting that active duty sailor Marine with the engineers, right?
Well,
Yes.
Yeah, and a good way to do that is also through our investment program for the Naval Information Science and Engineering program, NICE. So if we can team up, if we can get a internal set of engineers and scientists to work with that Sailor Marine Corps on that idea, we can put a proposal in and actually have a way to fund that through internally or through a cooperative research and development agreement, a CRADA, and bring in a business industry partner to that relationship also. So there's several different ways we can go that way.
Yeah, we also have the Center for Adaptive Warfighting,
I was gonna say.
which is an awesome offering, and you can find out more information through our website as well. But that's actually started by Marines, primarily for Marines. They're expanding it to other sailors as well. But they have created a week-long training that enables people to understand and be able to use Agile Scrum, Lean Startup methods, and user-centered design or warfighter-centered design to really help refine their challenges and make pitches to leadership on what problems they want to solve. There's a lot of other things too, like Marine Maker programs and
How did I ever get on this team, man? I'm not I don't even meet the GT score to get on this team, right? Joe, you know what I'm talking about.
Steve, we needed someone to deliver our food for us.
There you go. That's me. I'm the guy.
Well, those are all great answers, and we appreciate them. There are a lot of ways to connect to the TechBridge team, or just to connect to other teams. We can help you connect to. We're not here just to say, hey, use us. We want to connect you to the right people. If it's not us, we'll tell you. I've got a number of questions coming in. Before we go to the next one from Daniel Nega, I'm going to go to Joe. Tell us who you are and where you're coming from, Joe.
Yeah, absolutely. Joe Sanchez. I support the Southern California TechBridge as well as Marine Corps Installations Command, the modernization group out there. Like Anna, we're both out in San Diego. For them, I'm the emerging technology portfolio manager. So I do a lot of intake of what's out there in the local ecosystem in the Southern California area, non-traditional partnerships, traditionally, non-traditional. So a lot of, yes, smaller groups, but also larger ones. And we look at different ways to go about how we evaluate and acquire technology as opposed to your standard just large prime defense contractor like your Boeings and Raytheons, right? So we look at a technology that has commercial success and viability, and then we try to look inside and engage our own stakeholders and where our problem sets are. And that way we're not using the Defense Department to guide commercialization or modernization of certain technologies. We're actually letting industry drive those solutions. And then we're coming alongside them, understanding them as best we can, and then applying those to anywhere, primarily in the Marine Corps, but anywhere in the Defense Department where we find partnerships. We or even outside the Defense Department, we have a couple of drone projects that we work with the FAA and Customs and Border Patrol, all on a Marine Corps base. So we have to find ways where we can be different and how we can access what we have that they don't, and how can we partner together to make to try to do something cool in your non-traditional setup.
Fantastic.
So yeah.
And thank you for that, Joe. And Steve, I don't know what you're talking about. He's on the right team.
Yeah. I think I'm the guy that's the lowest common denominator.
Maybe it's just Steve. So
the key is to let them say all the smart words and write them down, and then I take all the credit for them.
there you go.
I didn't have any choices on that. Everyone thinks it was all me.
Fantastic. So we got a lot of questions coming in. Tana, we're not ignoring you there. We'll get to you in 1 second. We see you online, and you too, Julie. But from Mr. Daniel Nega, who used to be one of the Dazens here in the world that we live in. He's saying since NavalX is started by Secretary Gertz, do you see any risks to the ongoing status of this important work now that he's no longer ASNRDA? Whitney.
No, there's
Softball
no
then.
risk. I mean, I think it's pretty funny. So there's a number of things. One is he's currently acting undersecretary, so he's not really gone. But even if he were to go, he built us to last, right? Like he helped us get set up with the right principles. He didn't give us a giant budget for someone to slash. He really told us to connect with existing efforts and work within the system with existing programs to really bring things forward faster. And it's really the people that make this organization. Not, no offense, we love the championship. We love all the people who are supporting us. We have plenty, but it's the network here that gets things done, and that's not any senior person who's making it possible.
What's the other senior guy that said he would support us?
The chief of naval operations. Yeah, he's kind of a big deal. Yeah. He's been visiting all of our tech bridges. So he visited Alan here. He visited Diana, and I think he's Holly Gardner, who's not on here. He visited the Gulf Coast Tech Bridge. Central Florida Tech Bridge, Ventura Tech Bridges. And he actually just visited the SoCal Tech Bridge too, in his visit tonight with PAC. So, there's ongoing efforts. There's other people who are championing. The Chief of Naval Research also is a big supporter of our efforts at the Office of Naval Research. And they are actually where we are administered out of. So, yeah, we're fine. I don't know who's worried about this stuff.
Yeah. Dan, what a question to ask.
Sorry, Dan, it's not your fault. We're not going anywhere. Sorry.
No, Whitney, I love how you said it's all about the people. We don't need champions. And then you name dropped all of our champions.
But if we were about the champions.
We might have some champions. We might
Great job.
Yeah, we only had the CNO at Port Juanita at the FathomWorks Tech Bridge and this stuff.
I'm pretty sure everyone loves us, but no, just kidding.
All right, we're gonna cut to Diana Teal. Tell us who you are and where you're located and what your tech bridge is.
Hey, so thanks, Matt. I'm Diana Teal, and I'm out of Central Florida. I'm the Central Florida Tech Bridge Director, and I'm here in Orlando. So we're a little bit different. I always like to say we're kind of special. So we have all 4 services co-located in what we call Research Park. So Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps, and Space Force will be joining us. And because of that, we have a collaborative effort with our Tech Bridge. So we're starting a space kind of like where you see Whitney and them up in the garden. We're starting a space like that in Florida, in Central Florida, called the Tech Grove. And that's going to be collaborative with all 4 of the services, our partners with us in that. And we are all about collaboration and making sure that we're making those connections. So we're having a number of events. We have one tomorrow that's going to be virtual, where we're going to be reaching, talking to industry members, especially what I like to call the problem solvers, or those non-traditional garage guys. What I mean by that are people that don't necessarily want to have a relationship with DoD, but have really great ideas. So we want to have conversations with them, and so we're going to talk to them about how they can navigate our world. Hopefully that helps a little bit.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That was wonderful, Diana, and you're special because you're awesome. So Diana's doing great things down there. And so next question, here we go. And if you guys are out there joining, thanks for coming in. We're here talking about all things NavalX Tech Bridges and Tech Bridges in general, because they come from everywhere. Did you know we had 15 of them? It's crazy. They're popping up everywhere. Maybe it'll pop up next to you next. Who knows? Up to Whitney and Lee. But we have questions. Ask them. This is what we're here for. Next question comes from Stephen Burrell. How are Tech Bridges collaborating with the OUSD 5G prototype experiments being hosted at each department? Anna, Joe, I feel like you guys are going to take this.
So yes, the 5G projects are near and dear to our heart, right? So yeah, it's 13 installations. Installation is specialized. Just as some background context for other people on the line who might not be as familiar. Great examples are listed. Smart warehousing and a few others. And Pendleton, for instance, we work closely with because we're in San Diego and they're doing expeditionary 5G. What are the use cases? How are we going to employ this? What are the concepts of employment? How do we start to get ahead of these things and really prototype them so we can learn from our mistakes or learn where we have gaps now? What the tech bridges are doing, so Marine Corps Air Station Miramar is actually the current only DoD installation that has an active 5G network on it, and it's a mesh network with 4G and 3G, of course. And how we're doing it is we created it as a living laboratory, as opposed to just a direct prototyping and testing site, right? Those are more closed off, right? They're going to manipulate wavelengths. They're private networks. They have to be a little different. I don't want to get too much into that because I'll probably get a little over my skis and say something wrong because I'm not that tied into it. But what we're doing, and we're also a resource for all the other 13 installations, is we're a living laboratory. We're taking commercial products like an autonomous shuttle, putting it on a base, and then using 5G to actually figure out how we're going to work hand in hand with autonomous vehicles, right? Where are the connectivity issues going to be? When do we actually need to be that connected to it, right? Because if it's an autonomous vehicle, it's going to do its own thing most of the time. It doesn't really need that high level of bandwidth and low latency to actually operate. But there are going to be times when it needs the data offload and onload. And how do we position that, and how does it work? And then, we start from there. We start getting into things like electric vehicles and how does that affect this thing. So it's a great area to use Miramar as a sandbox for all the different projects. We have 5 other projects on it. Do you want to follow up with any in particular, or do you want me to just keep rambling?
Oh, you're rambling. You're doing great.
No, this project's it's a very cool project.
So 5G, right?
Yeah.
So look, this is the tech. What is this called? The Tech Bridge what?
Annual report.
Annual report. And on page 8, look at this handsome devil. This is Lieutenant Colonel Brandon Newell, and he's got a whole 5G spread here. And this will tell you more. So this is for Stephen. If you go to NavalX, our website, you click, I think, on Tech Bridges.
Yep.
There's a low res and a high res. You're on cell phone, do the low res. But anyway, you've got this great thing that complements what Joe's talking about. And then what else? I mean, you do some
Mike too.
energy resilience and and Mike and all the tech bridges are in the back here. Oh, Northwest. That's Johannes. Look at he got the centerfold. Wow. Like that. Sorry. School. Okay.
Just as a recap, anyone that wants to get a copy of that annual report, go to the NavalX website. You don't even have to go to the TechBridge page. It's right on the front. TechBridge annual report. Big button right in the middle there. Download it. There you go. Maybe if you're extra nice, you might end up with a fancy copy one day. You just got to bribe Steve for it.
A signed copy, no less.
So exactly. Signed copy from Steve Farrell only. So, Julie, tell us who you are.
Hello. Julia Linton with the Palmetto Tech Bridge, located in sunny Charleston, South Carolina. I'm the project manager working here with Mike American, our Tech Bridge director. Some of the projects that I'm working on, or one that we are working on as we speak, is our problem curation event that we had last week. With the help and the support of BMNT, we had an event that was centered around autonomous systems. We invited state government, federal government, academia, and industry partners. And we asked them, what are the problems that you're seeing right now in autonomous systems, and how can we create an event around this so that people would like to try to solve this problem? So we had about 20 people in the room, in the virtual room, and we came up with a topic, and then from that topic, we had some subtopics, but that main topic we will turn into a prize challenge. And it's really an amazing way for us to have a marketing event, right? So we can showcase the awesome things that us as the Tech Bridge can do for the state of South Carolina to bring in all these partners, bring them together, and show, just kind of stretch the brain power of our state and help solve the Navy problems. I'm sorry, the one person I did not mention that was at the table was the Navy, right? So they're there at the table telling us what they're seeing as the problems with autonomous systems.
Maybe what other questions do we have from the Navy, from our audience?
I definitely want to get back to that. Just so you guys know, we are partnered very tightly with nonprofit partners. And these two here are part of our team. So Julia and Joe here are from our nonprofit team. I think it's important to know that obviously it's all about the Navy and Marine Corps. It's not. So we do partner pretty closely with nonprofits in our ecosystems to really generate more opportunities for collaboration. sometimes we benefit directly, sometimes we don't, but we're still all learning together. And I think that's kind of an important piece of this, where we have nonprofit partners who are able to interface with non-traditional companies, and we're able to work with different folks that maybe we wouldn't traditionally talk to, but have fantastic ideas that we can use in our network.
Yeah, absolutely. So I work with our
We're gonna get
We're gonna
questions.
get to questions.
Julie, we got a lot of
Questions for the audience.
Hey, Julie, maybe we should do a quick chat all about what you guys do down there. Michael, let's set it up. So next question. I happen to know their name on my phone. Sharon Rollins. It's similar to earlier, but a little bit different. If a Marine has an idea on how to utilize an industry capability and they already have their relationship with an established company, can they bring this to a tech bridge for potential implementation? Diana, Allen, you're nodding your heads. I'm going to go with one of you first.
Alan, do you want to take it?
Go ahead. I'll follow up.
Okay, so I was going to say, so from my perspective, yes. If not to get into the relationship yourself with the industry member, because that would be lots of risk. Okay, please don't do that. But bring it to your tech bridge, and they should have an acquisition component that can help you navigate that, and then they can do that analysis depending on what it is. So where I am, I'm all about not TSD. We're modeling, simulation, training, and human performance. So if it was in one of those areas, you could bring it to me, and then I can help bring that internally. We would do the assessment also and help you get it into a program if it was appropriate. Alan?
Yeah, kind of along the similar lines, and just to expand a little bit, right? It may be, like Diana said, they have kind of specific focus areas out here, for Port Hueneme Division, primarily in-service engineering, and kind of support that. So again, you don't want those relationships to be just personal. Those are a good way to start, but how do we institutionalize them, and how do we utilize the tools we talked about, and whether that be with one particular command, or we can kind of spread that, share that knowledge out to find the right entity and then the right mechanism to do that. But I guess the short answer is, by all means, bring that forward, and I think everybody on the team is willing to help, and that's kind of what we do, and what we're here for, is to help make those connections and plug you in at the right level.
Yeah.
No, thank you, Alan. Thank you, Diana.
I'll just add, there's a lot of ways that are already available for industry to work with us. So we can help people navigate, but there's two ways to do things. Typically, there's using existing, whether it's what is that word?
Next question, is that the word?
CSO, what is that? Commercial solution offering. Whether it's a broad agency announcement, an SBIR thing, a prize challenge on challenge.gov, an OTA.
No, actually, I'm going to pause us because that's part of the next question. And Rick Tarr, it's coming to you, so be ready. But before that, folks, if you guys are watching, thanks for joining. Ask a question. We're here talking about the NavalX Tech Bridges, everything they do, who they are, what projects they're working on, how they can help you, how they're helping the Navy and the Marine Corps. Start throwing your questions in the comments. Those of you who've joined, thanks, Kimberly, Aaron, Ashley, Stephen, all out there. We appreciate it. So Rick Tarr is on deck. Another one from Aaron Thiss. With the ever-expanding world of SBIR, tech transfer, and rapid acquisition, how does the Naval and Marine Corps training and education map to the speed of delivery?
Actually, that might be a question for Diana. I mean, I'd love to take this question. I don't know if Diana, if you feel like you've got the training and education side.
Well, I do kind of feel like we have that, but I think the question is more about how are we training our workforce about the ever-expanding world of cyber. So I think it's more about internally, which is not us. So over to you, Rick.
Good job.
That was a great job.
So yeah, great question. So it is an ever-expanding role, and really a lot of these tools were in place prior, but they're getting new emphasis, and we're learning how to stack these tools. OTAs have been around for a while, but what hasn't been around for a while is the Prize Challenge Authority. So how do we stack the Prize Challenge Authority with OTA authorities and leverage our partnership intermediaries to accelerate this process? So part of that is an internal education program, and we are going to our program offices, trying to educate them on these non-FAR-based agreements and thinking about other ways to to tackle some of the technology gaps and the hard problems that they're facing. Actually, this relates to a discussion we had earlier here at NavalX about how do we frame out some of our success stories? Because we have had some recent success stories where we were able to quickly go from identifying and curating a problem to a tech scan about what technologies are available to solve that problem, to prototyping, to demonstration, then prototyping, and then actually fielding. We flew a logistics blue water UAS out to the USS-4. So I wouldn't say a hard problem, but it's certainly one that it's difficult often finding the right folks in program offices and in our acquisition core to tell this message to. You know, the problem owners and the folks with requirements, sometimes are elusive. So it's not just a senior leadership thing, because we've been talking to senior leadership. They get it. They've bought in on this, but it's really getting down to the working level of folks that are dealing with problems and have funding and are willing to explore other ways of solving the problem.
Yeah, and I do think that question had two problems in there, or two things in there. So one that, Rick just solved, or at least showcased an example of how we're getting at that problem. But the second one I think was on, is training keeping up with our rapid authority? So as we are able to ingest technology quickly, how are we training people to actually utilize this technology? Are we planning for other assistance? So I think that does get to Diana, kicking it back.
Thank you, Whitney. So back over to me. So I would say,
Hey, on Diana, he has a follow-up to clarify.
okay.
So it was actually about education. New technology.
I love talking about training and education, but Diana, over to you.
No, but it was in the workforce. So we do the NARTSD, Naval Air Warfare Center Training Systems Division, giving another plug for us. So we do training for, operational and, the maintainers. We do ready relevant learning. So we're not really about our internal workforce development, but I will take a moment to pontificate on this one for a second. I think getting to what Whitney was saying about the new authorities or the expanded authorities, it's about our workforce learning that, and it's also about that cultural change, right? I mean, I like to say I grew up in an environment where we came forward with a problem, we needed to have a solution. And now we're saying to our workforce, it's okay to come forward with a problem. We just want to know what they are so we can help solve those with you. So we're doing a lot of that. We're rolling a lot of that out, but it is a cultural change also. Over.
Excellent. Thank you, Diana. Again, fantastic conversation so far. In the middle of some questions, one person we have not introduced, our food delivery man, Steve Frail.
Great. I really appreciate that. Everybody should know me because we've done a couple of these before, right, Matt? We've been on this. But I also want to plug DAU, because Defense Acquisition University is here with us at NavalX. They've done they do a rotation, like a 6-month rotation. We've got Marina here with us. So to answer that question, Aaron, also we have team members from around the Department of Defense, because DAU just isn't Navy. So they've joined us. So they help also get training connected with your command, so you can learn more about these different authorities through the OTA class. I think it's CLC 066. Is the OT class.
Yeah, and actually, DAU is doing an OTA simulation where you can go in and pretend like you've got a requirement. They'll walk you through how you solicit to companies, how you craft the agreement. I think that's the DAU person that used to be at NAVC.
So you've got that, Aaron, and then also, so I'm going to use my time to introduce myself, but also to the same point is when you get with your acquisitions professionals and they're bringing new technology to the warfighter, there's also a training package that goes with that new technology.
Right.
So it helps integrate that technology into whatever system. And we're really looking for a tech transition. You don't want to have just a product out there, a cell phone out there with no logistics tail, and it's given to the Marine, and he's doing signals intelligence in whatever country, and there is no logistics tail for it, right? Or he's doing just typical morning report stuff of like, these many people are safe and well today. Well, that has to have a logistics tail with it. You just don't deliver something and then go away. So it comes down to the acquisitions, which is usually a thorn in everybody's side. But it's these new things that Whitney's talked about, Mike's talked about, Joe has talked about, and everybody here, Rick too, about the new authorities stacking them. I mean, quite honestly, Alan and Rick are my two favorites. If I gotta bring them up, what they do with some of these great grants and authorities through Title 10 and Title 15. So back to you, Matt. Next question.
Speaking of your not favorites, couple questions coming in. But Troy Clark, tell us a little bit about one of the projects that you guys have been working on since you guys got stood up almost a year ago.
Yeah, so we're ready to launch both. This is internal. It's going to be the first time with of any tech bridge and the first time for a naval laboratory. But working with our partners at National Security Innovation Network for their innovation boot camp. So we're getting ready to launch that in a couple weeks. It's a month-long program that will have our internal workforce working on some very hard challenges around data and networks and really looking to solve that so that we can accelerate our data analytics capability. As we work to really optimize decision-making for warfighting and our fleet readiness.
Fantastic. That sounds super exciting. Hey, Lucas out there, one of our co-directors out in California. Thanks for joining us. And Whitney, you talked about the call earlier, Marines, sailors. This week, teaser, we just stood up our first soldier Army call. So a live event about that. So we're becoming everywhere. So lots of questions, lots of conversation. Thanks for joining.
Ubiquitous.
What are you saying, Steve?
I said we're ubiquitous.
Yes. Oh, look, Steve,
We're permeating into every service. They all want to be like the Navy, which is really the Marine Corps.
All right, next question. Here we go. From Stephen Burrell. What productivity tools are being developed by NavalX that government and military end users can also leverage? We'll start with that question first.
Yeah. I'm assuming our Connect tool could be something. Steve, you want to jump into that?
It could be our Connect tool, Steve. So the Connect tool, what that's going to do is it's going to allow both industry, academia, and also what's the other one I'm forgetting? Industry, academia, and then government people to get together in a safe kind of way behind a dot mill. But bottom line is connect, share ideas, share with you what BAAs are available. If I'm a government person and I want to use one of the non-FAR based strategies out there, like an OTA or a BAA or a TIA or a CRADA, I can ask those things out to the industry partners who've all in academia who've put their information into the Connect tool, which is navalx.navy.mil/industry. So if you do that URL, so HTTPS, you can go there and log in and connect with us. So we are coming out with a version 2.0. 2.0 will be a lot stronger than our 1.0. 1.0 is a total embarrassment, but we're going to 2.0, which is going to really accelerate how we operate. I'm really excited for that. That's called actually the Caitlin version, because Caitlin helped build a lot of that. So look for that in the next 3 weeks.
You know what they say, Steve? If you're not embarrassed of your first version, you're going too slow.
Boom. You got it. LinkedIn. And that's the guy who created LinkedIn said that. Very good.
There you go. So I will add on to that, Stephen, because his question really is about productivity tools. I will say that NavalX is not developing any tools. We're more about partnering with existing solutions and bringing them in to the government or letting you know ones that exist. While it's not a digital tool exactly, Whitney, I see you one sec. I will reiterate the CAW, because you talk about productivity tools. They do teach Agile Scrum, which is all about productivity. They don't teach you how to use the tool. They teach you how to use the process, which can therefore be used with sticky notes or inside of any tool along that line. Whitney?
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say that, and then I was going to add that for a lot of our workforce members, we also have playbooks available that can teach people how to, how do I do cloud migration? Or how would a program office do cloud migration and other transactional authorities or OTAs. And I think we have a playbook coming on partnership intermediary agreements too, and there are others. So we also have those tools. It's not so much like a digital tool, but it's like on the wiki page for under like CAC enabled, so that people in the government can say, hey, how do I get better at using authorities that I've never tried before? So we have that.
Definitely. I think, go ahead, someone.
Oh, I would even say that our human-centered design, lean startup methodologies, that process really increases our productivity because it allows you to focus on the true problem and then accelerating that process at least to get something started so you can start iterating and learning fast.
Definitely. Fantastic. Lots of great questions coming in. Thanks for everyone joining. We're going for about another 15 minutes or so. So keep those questions coming. And here we go. Final stretch.
I was just saying, they're thirsty.
Yeah. Go get your water.
No.
It's not beer. It's, I mean,
That's
Next
what
question, Matt.
Rick, that's what Steve's here for.
That's all I'm here for. Support.
So his next question, Stephen Burrell is throwing us some questions here. I love it. So I'm actually going to answer this first before anyone else does because I get to self-plug myself. Does NavalX have any lessons learned portals and project artifact portals? I find government constantly reinventing the wheels. So one thing I will share is reiterate, Whitney just spoke about the playbooks. When you have the playbooks, a great place for lessons learned. One thing that we've started to do with the podcast, not only are we meeting people, but it's also them sharing lessons learned through experiments they've tried, projects he's tried. I've been trying to get Rick Tarr to do a PIA podcast for a long time. He's dogging my calls for some
I'm
reason.
down. Let's do it.
Maybe you guys can help me get Rick Tarr on a PIA podcast. I've done one on OTAs. I've done one on daily reports that the folks at National Geospatial Intelligence Agency did. So it's another way. It's not just about meeting people. It's also about learning the lessons they've learned through their experiments, their career. Does anyone want to share anything else about lessons learned? Or
yeah.
help find them?
I just think that our team is also doing that, right? So do we have a digital portal ready to go today? I think the Connects will help. That Connects tool will help with that. The playbooks are helping with that. Podcasts are helping with that. But then also generally, like we meet every week, sometimes multiple times a week to share those. Yeah, no, we're not going to solve that overnight. That's a tough one. And it's a really distributed team in the Department of Navy. You've got people across the world. So it's not something we can necessarily fix overnight, but we are really trying to get people to work better together and at least keep those communication lines open.
Yeah. Fantastic. Thank you, Whitney. It looks like maybe London got the message late coming to the party.
Hey!
Jeez, what time?
Prince Al.
Hey everybody, how are you guys
Prince
doing?
Al, what's going on?
It's like midnight there.
Yeah, what time is it?
What time is it, Prince Al?
It is 2200 here.
Okay.
Fantastic. So over to you. Who are you and where are you coming from? What's your tech bridge?
Yeah. So thanks, Matt.
Did you just wake up?
Day of classes actually. Finished. I was just knocked off our leadership program, but anyways, yeah. So Commander Al Arnold from the London Tech Bridge. Happy to be here. And sorry, I actually forgot that we had this evening, and I noticed when I just signed off my other Zoom call. But yeah, so that's why Commander Alex Bingham, he's from the Royal Navy. He's the co-director here. So unfortunately, he's not here with us. But yeah, we are focused on anything that we can do to increase the interchangeability between the Royal Navy and the U.S. Navy. And that goes for the whole Department of the Navy. The Royal Navy includes their commandos, the Royal Marines. So anything that we can do to help out with that across, the full spectrum of technical areas.
All right, let me get this guy some coffee.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get you some coffee. I'll be right back with your coffee.
They're doing some pretty awesome stuff. Like they're going to do a combined pitch day on technology. They've done like jointly hosted, women's
STEM,
panels
yeah.
and STEM events. So maybe you're just asleep, but you guys are already killing it. They hit the ground running. They were only announced 6 months ago, and a bunch of folks are already talking about ways to connect and get technology to both of our fleets faster. So
I think this is a good thing. I'm gonna go back to Steve again. I don't know if Steve's a government person or industry or where Steve's coming from.
He's government.
A government. So Steve, that's part of what the tech bridges do, right? Is we're now at the tech bridge at the Warfare Center level, at our global location, and then also at NPS, Naval Postgraduate School. The tech bridge directors, and especially I'll tell you, is the SIBR coordinators. The SIBR coordinators are really the workhorse that bring the data together and aggregate the data and then say, okay, well, instead of reinventing the wheel, we've got this technology here at maybe NOC AD that Crean could use. Let's share it out there with Ann Fields and her team. So the, what is that, the IN3?
Yeah.
IN3 PF team out there. So they go out there, share that information. So that's really what Secretary Gertz and now Secretary Stephanie have created here, and that ONR, CNRs promotes and CNOs looking at. General Berger's probably aware of this as well. But that's how we're trying to stop reinventing the wheel, is have a higher degree of information symmetry, which just means we're going to communicate a little bit better using digital tools. Matt?
Fantastic. Thank you, Steve. Next question coming from the one and only Benito Hobson. Has NavalX partnered with NIAP and IAP Common Criteria Lab to help COTS technology through the FIPS certification process?
Should I know what NIAP means?
Yeah, I don't know what NIAP is.
No.
I don't know either.
Anybody?
Benito, if you're still there, can you spell that for me?
Naval Information
Associated Press.
Artistic. Yeah, no, I have no idea. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say we haven't because I don't know what it is. Let's go that.
So, Whitney, according to Google, it's the National Information Assurance Partnership.
Uh-huh.
It's a United States government initiative to meet security testing needs of both information technology consumers and producers. I don't know
Yes.
if that's what he's referring to.
That sounds like a fantastic idea. And if you reach out to me on LinkedIn, if you know any of those people, let's start setting that up. Let's.
Well,
Wait a minute. Does that mean Whitney's going to use LinkedIn?
What I would
I'll
suggest,
target
if I might suggest, our naval warfare centers are broken into different categories of information, right? So ANA is from NAVWAR.
We're not broken.
We're broken into.
it.
We're not broken. We're broken into different categories.
Yours is broken. Yeah, yours is not broken.
This is why we don't put Steve on camera very much.
Exactly. This is why everyone
Yeah,
can.
you're gonna get kicked out.
So Michael here is part of the Naval Information Warfare Center Atlantic under NAVWAR. They do a lot of cybersecurity. So NIWC Atlantic and NIWC PAC are responsible for a lot of cybersecurity. So that question, Benito, would be great if you went to Michael's page on NavalX / Secretary of the Navy, blah, blah, blah. Went to that site and contacted Michael, which is like Michael.American Navy.mil or something like that. So just contact Michael, and he could probably help with that for certain.
Fantastic. So we've got a question here from Lieutenant Colonel Edmonds. How can we partner on something? I will tell you, because I can snoop. Lieutenant Colonel Edmonds is leading the Air Force in digital innovation, or at least that's what his LinkedIn profile says.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So we're
How can someone connect with you guys?
Yeah, we're definitely talking. So we spend probably 3 hours a week in joint calls. So I know at least I on Wednesdays meet with people who are interested in private capital from across services and OSD to like talk through ideas. On Fridays we have a call on private capital and we invite other services too. And then we have ad hoc meetings once a month. We get together and talk about relationships. There's plenty of ways we can work together, whether it's co-investing, whether it's sharing information, whether it's, hey, if I am looking at this technology and it's relevant to you, how do we make it so that we can either you get phase 1 and I'll get phase 2 to really graduate technology forward. There's plenty of ways. Let's just talk offline. We've done some good work.
Matt, did you say it was Air Force?
Yes.
I'm not sure if your base has one, but you should check out their Spark Cells for AFWERX.
Yeah.
They're a very similar organization like us. They do a lot of innovation things. We're happy to partner on anything and everything.
We're partnered with our Spark.
Right.
Cell.
Yeah, we
And
work with our
joint base.
As we are also.
Diana's co-located.
Yeah.
Diana,
There
yeah.
you go.
Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. My raising my hand like I'm supposed to be doing. I'm following the rules for once. Hey, so yes, if you have any affiliation with Orlando, that's the Air Force. What is that? AFMS is all I can think of now. Modeling simulation.
Research lab, AFR.
No, it's AFMS, AFAMS. It's modeling and simulation. So anyway, or you can look me up on LinkedIn. I am on there. And so they're part of the Tech Bridge in Central Florida, AFMS is. So please connect with me and we can get you, and we're looking at having prize challenges. And I want to say their tech director just had one on digital innovation. She hosted it through a different area of the Air Force, but yeah, so please, if you want to contact me, I can help you with that if it's anything modern simulation related.
Well, dude, thank you, Diana. One sec, Whitney. I see your hand. Don't worry. Who's standing next to you?
Thank you. This is Ling. Hi, everyone.
Ling, please introduce yourself.
I'm Ling. I'm a rotational to NavalX from Portsmouth Naval Shipyards Detachment in San Diego, and I'm Whitney's deputy. That's it.
Just Whitney. You only work just Whitney deputy, like not all of the tech bridges.
That's correct. I'm sure she introduced herself quite a bit. So. Accurate.
Fantastic. So great questions, great conversation happening. If you guys are there, we're gonna end in a few minutes here. Thanks for joining. This is available on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook. It's not going anywhere. Before we go, we still got a couple here. I got a question for Anna. What is your favorite experience been with the tech bridges?
Oh my gosh. Well, I have to tell you one thing. I stepped out of my my comfort zone, and so I'm a human factors engineer. Am I doing HFE? No. But one thing I would say is the best experience that I've had is learning something new. And so for anyone who wants to join, the Tech Bridge NavalX, is to step out of your comfort zone and get familiar with the new technology that's out there. I'm pretty much stuck in, acquisition world, but now I'm like learning something completely new. So 5G, advanced manufacturing. Oh yeah, look at the book itself. It's all in there, as Steve was trying to tell you. But I think that's pretty much been my favorite, experience that I have with NavalX.
That's fantastic. Thank you, Anna. One more question here is what is NavalX's best contracting vehicle for industry that has a TRL6 plus IP-based solution for existing Navy issues?
You want to get started?
Anybody got that?
We don't have contracts. Tell everybody that.
Yeah. So.
No, but I mean, I think they're asking though, sort of what contracted vehicles are available. If you actually go onto the NavalX site, Steve did a great job of listing out all of our open BAAs. Yeah, you, Steve. Do you want to talk about some of the contracting vehicles? Okay. So if you go on that website, it lists the open BAAs, so you can submit unsolicited proposals to those open BAAs, and depending on the nuances of the individual BAAs, broad area announcements is what that stands for. The Warfare Center could go to an OTA and prototype your idea. That'd probably be the fastest way that I think you'd probably connect.
Fantastic. Thank you, Rick. And Alan, you're up.
Yeah, I was just going to add in there also, when we talk about tech transition and tech transfer, a lot of the times it's also bringing technology in. And so one of the ways kind of being on the in-service engineering side where we're kind of really far down, we're looking at sort of applications. We found it really helpful to partner up when we talk about like the Antex events that Rick mentioned, to be able for a company to kind of come in if they have a mature capability, but maybe they've never utilized it or demonstrated it or experimented with it in an operational or maritime venue, right? They can actually learn a little bit more about their capability and get that in the hands of some of the sailors or the Marines who would use it. And that's a good start to kind of, refine that a little bit. That's not the contracting vehicle itself, but it is a way, kind of a low risk way to engage and both sides to learn a little bit more. So I just wanted to kind of replug that in there, Rick, on the Antex side.
And it's on the website. Alan's stuff is on the website.
Right. Michael?
Yeah, one more add to that is that, that's a schedule of events. To do more one-offs, there's a limited purpose cooperative research and development agreement option that can also bring that technology in the hands of the warfighters and kind of try before you buy. And then from there, as a result of that limited purpose CRADA, you can go on to a full-up CRADA or some acquisition process. But it's a way to get your foot in the door, get your technology in front of the users.
Fantastic. All right, so we've got 4 minutes left. We're going to do something a little round robin style. I will call your name. I want you guys to end us with 20 seconds. What is about your tech bridge that we haven't been told yet, or something you want them to know? If you don't want them to know about your tech bridge, tell them your favorite color. If you're Commander Arnold, you can tell them your favorite coffee because obviously he needs some. So, Troy, we're going to start with you. anything left to say about what you guys do out there?
We're just extremely excited about the opportunities that we have, the tremendous support that we're getting from our innovation ecosystem and the people that want to participate with us. They're seeing the Inland Empire Tech Bridge as a key tool in the economic development of our region, and so that's bringing in a lot of elected officials, stakeholders that really want to make chart a new destiny for our region. We're the center for logistics and supply chain, but we can be so much more when you bring the Tech Bridge ecosystem into play and really change the course over the next decade of what our region is going to be and the opportunities we have.
Fantastic. Thanks, Troy. Diana, you're up.
Sorry. Okay, so real quickly, so again, I'm in Central Florida. All four services co-located. That's what makes us a little bit unique. We have on average 2 formally announced meetings with or events or something like that with industry a month. And those are opportunities for industry to engage with us. And what I mean by industry is anybody that's not involved with the government, right? Academic, the small businesses, large businesses, problem solvers. So we provide lots of opportunities for people that can solve our problems to help us. Over.
Fantastic. Commander Arnold or Prince Al.
Hey, thank you. Okay, so real quick, something that we just kicked off a few weeks ago. You should see a press release come out here pretty soon, which is pretty cool. The hacking for defense and hacking for MOD. So we're doing a joint project between the U.S. Navy and Royal Navy with that. And so far, it's going really well. And I think there'll be information coming out really soon on how your organization can get involved and submit problem areas for the next iteration, which will kick off this fall for this joint project. A couple other things, be on the lookout for some cool challenges coming out in the spring and summertime around UAS heavy lift. We're going to be working with the Tech Bridge there in Pax River on some projects, I think, with that. And also be on the lookout for a call for papers for a joint US-UK test and evaluation symposium, which will be hosted here in London later this fall.
All right. Thanks, Prince Al. Rick, 20 seconds, go.
Yeah, so sign up on our website, impax.tech. You'll hear more about events we have going on. I have an industry day in April. Definitely check that out. And then this summer, we're doing a cyber challenge. So again, find out more information about impax.tech. We're looking for, when you think about naval aviation, the full spectrum of technologies from engines, crew systems, the air vehicle, comms, data. So really, it's a broad spectrum of technologies that our Tech Bridge is focused on. Over.
All right. We'll go to Joe first.
Yeah. So we're just starting to kick off, in addition to the 5G Living Laboratory, we have the Electric Mobility Living Lab, and we're going to be studying on Marine Corps Air Station Miramar how the introduction of our non-tactical vehicles switching over to electric, along with our soldiers, sailors, Marines, who are going to start to acquire more electric vehicles, especially with California getting rid of internal combustion engines, how that's going to affect the things we do, both on base and using that as proof of concept to an expeditionary environment. More to come. It's like 7 projects in 27.
Ooh, you're up.
All right, I think you said my name.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go for it. So, again, Julia Linden with the Palmetto Tech Bridge out of South Carolina, PIA partner, which means the Partnership Intermediary Agreement partner with a nonprofit. The mission, the coolest thing about my job is that I support the mission of our PIA partner, the nonprofit mission, which is to support the economy of South Carolina. So I'm piggybacking on Troy's favorite thing about his job. It's really to support the economy in our region, right? So we are, we're supporting South Carolina industry, capital providers, academia, and then dual purpose, we are supporting the Navy as well. It really is a win-win, and it's a really exciting time to be in this position.
Awesome. Thank you. Steve, you got any snide remarks to add?
Annual report, get it? It's hot off the presses, right at NavalX website, and you'll see that because Matt's going to scroll across the bottom.
Yep. And if you email Steve and send him $1, he'll sign it for you.
That's right. Steve.frail@navy.mil.
Anna, you're up.
Okay, I thought you were gonna skip me. Because Joe said a lot already. But so Joe, that event is June 23, 24th. That is at MCAS VMR. So hopefully you can join us. We also have in March 24th, we do have another MCAS VMR. It's called our Maritime Counter Collision event. So look under LinkedIn. We're going to have a registration site. It is going to be located at MCAS Miramar. So if you are in San Diego, please come out. We'll also be videotaping this. So hopefully we'll have that out for the general public as well. So look under LinkedIn, SoCal Tech Bridge. It should be there.
Fantastic. Mr. American, you're up.
What I can say is basically the tech bridges are a team of teams. So wherever you reach out to whatever tech bridge, if that tech bridge is not maybe the appropriate tech bridge, we are a team. So we will work with the other tech bridges to figure out who's the appropriate match for that particular technology idea that you have. So again, it's an effort where we're not in competition with each other. We're in collaboration with each other, even across all the 15 tech bridges. So again, the key here to all those questions was that reach out to any one of the tech bridges, ask your questions, and you'll get the knowledge of all 15 tech bridges, not just the one that you reach out to. So
fantastic. And Ling, what do you got to say?
Let's see. I think it's awesome working with these 15 tech bridges and seeing all the awesome things they do and keep accomplishing. And as for events, in September, we're going to have the Agility Summit, and it's going to be themed as the Unmanned Campaign Plan. So look out for that in September.
Awesome.
All right. Before we go to Whitney for closing remarks, Mr. Yeager, what do you got for us?
Okay, I was going to give you an impromptu tour of the Ventura Tech Bridge. So we're busy doing things. You can kind of see Mark in there. We have a really cool metal 3D printer. So working on some projects. And again, we're very fortunate to have, sorry, it's crooked, some unique space that we can actually do some prototyping and evaluation of technologies. And so really just excited to see, when we talk about the innovation pipeline, be able to have a space that we can actually do some prototyping, experimenting. And then I'll end it there with our Antex Coastal Trident event. We're coming up on our mid-planning meeting next Wednesday, actually. So you can find that information on the NavalX site as well as antex.org. And so, again, just another way to engage and plug in.
All right. Thanks, Alan. And Whitney, finally to you.
All right. Yeah. So I think that, every tech bridge is a little bit different with what they have to offer. Some people really understand acquisition authorities that are faster. Some people have a lot more of the small business innovation research stuff on lock. Some folks have different technical areas. But I think the most important thing is that, the people that you're seeing here and the people who couldn't join tonight, or whatever time of day it is for you people in Hawaii, these people actually want to work with you, and it's not the kind of people who are going to sit there and take a back seat and watch innovation happen. These are all frontline people who are really excited to get things done. We're all go-getters. And it's just an incredible group to work with. So even if you don't know what you want, or if you want to work with the Department of Navy or whatnot, we're resources and we're happy to talk with you. And yeah, I'm excited to hear more from folks and connect with people with ideas. So keep the LinkedIn ideas coming.
Fantastic. Thank you, everyone, directors and TechBridge family. Thank you for participating in this. Folks out there, hopefully you gained something. Our team here, they'll be watching the comments. If there's further questions, make sure to interact with you. Reach out to us, reach out to them. And those of you who they told to call them. They are there to help. Everyone, have an amazing day and see you next time.
Thank you. Bye.